Anguish in Afghanistan.
Every day was killing.
A Taliban blitz burst the country at its seams.
Everything I lost, just I couldn't go back to my house.
Mohammad was born and raised in Kabul and spent his adult life with the Afghan National Army, working with the United States against the Taliban, making him an immediate target after the takeover. That's why we won't show his full face or use his last name.
So they have a spies, so they know where I am living. So that is why the first thing I called to my wife and my children, just change the location.
On August 15th, the day the Taliban took the capital, Mohammad knew every minute mattered. He had no time to grab even a single possession, telling his wife and 8 children they had to leave now. You knew from that point you had to be in hiding.
Yeah, hiding around 10 days. I was hiding.
Hundreds of thousands of people were trying to escape at the same time, crowding Kabul's airport. Chaos amid crisis.
Shooting, firing.
Mohammad and his family spent nearly 2 weeks desperately trying to avoid the Taliban, changing locations each night until his U.S. advisor said it was time for him and his family to try to get to the airport.
Unfortunately, the first time I couldn't get in because of the threat, and also there was a lot of crowd, too many people.
The advisor directed Mohammad to another gate, but his 19 and 21-year-old children had to ride in a separate car. The Taliban stopped the second car.
Many times I called them, just come close to the gate if you can come in, but they couldn't.
The family waited inside the gates for 2 days to board a plane, frantically calling the kids, trying to find a way to get them past the Taliban. Eventually, reality set in.
That was difficult for us to, the final time to say to our children, you cannot come.
The plane left Kabul. Mohammad left part of his family behind, and his 2 oldest children, stranded in Afghanistan, were left with a bleak future running from the Taliban.
Safety is other threat for them, and also especially now for most of Afghan people's economic or work, job, food, everything is threat for them.
Only an hour after his plane took off, a bomb went off at Kabul's airport, killing dozens of Afghans and 13 U.S. military members. Just another example of the horror he was escaping. Mohammad, his wife, and 6 of their children eventually arrived in Washington, D.C. and were greeted with smiles and relief. For the first time since they went into hiding, his months-old son cried.
He never cried because he afraid, but when we reached here, he feel relaxed, so he cried, and he wants the food and he wants the water, everything. So on that times we feel, so now it's changed.
They were sent to a military base in Virginia for about 45 days before officials helping refugees told Mohammad that he and his family would go to Louisville.
I talked with my wife and we searched to the Google about the house, the rent of house, economic and everything. We searched, after that we become satisfied, so that is good city and good state.
The Google search was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Catholic Charities set up the family with the necessities to resettle. His kids started going to school, and Mohammad is working on his English and looking for a job, thankful for a shot at a new life.
I think it is my lucky, and thanks for all things that US people done for us. I say thanks to all of them.
And thanks to modern technology, he's able to still have contact with his 2 children and other extended family still in Afghanistan. He says there's no clear timeline of when he could try to get his children out, so he's asked his family there to help.
With other family, just to talk with my children, to not miss us, and also to help them.
But he's not giving up,
Maybe I'll be lucky to, in the future, I will find some way.
determined to have his family back together again.